All right, welcome in. You are watching Daily Dive. We thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. As you know, we are working from home these days. That's become our new normal as we practice social distancing to ensure we help without, no spreading of COVID-19 right now. So I am checking in from my home. We know it's been somewhat of a while since we last had a conversation where you guys were able to interact with us. So we figured we would try to bring it back today. We know some of you are kind of just isolated at the house. So that can be a little a struggle when you're so used to being out and about all the time. So we actually have Keitha Nelson and Steve Fundero. They're going to be joining us. Oh, there they are right there. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
I thought I couldn't hear y'all for a second. So listen, forgive us for any technical glitches that we're having. This is our first time trying this, remotely. So we are about to have a good time. Keitha, how are you doing today? You doing all right this morning?
I'm good. It sounds like everyone's awake downstairs. I hear Trey screaming and Chico barking. Fun times at home.
I just want to hear the babies. That's all I want to do. I just want to hear the babies. I want them to show out in the background for me.
Really, do you?
Steve, how about you, buddy?
We're hanging in there, man. We're hanging in there. When you told me we were testing this morning, I didn't think we were going live, so I would have put on a shirt. But we're rocking a t-shirt from home. Hey, working from home. Brooks, you wearing pants?
I have sweatpants on. I mean, I don't have a suit on, but I do have my sweatpants on.
Okay.
Yo, I can't hear Steve. Oh, man.
You can't hear Steve now? No. What in the world?
Steve, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear both of you guys.
That we have Charles joining. Hey, Charles, Robin, Catherine, Jessica, Charles, and Sam. We thank you all so much for joining us. So hopefully we'll be able to find where you can hear Steve, Keitha. But let's get right into this first story. So imagine this. We know social distancing is very important right now, right? But it's apparent some of us, especially here in the U.S., aren't taking it as serious as we need to. So out in Poland, they are requiring their residents and citizens to actually take a selfie, just to prove that they are actually following those quarantine orders. So let me give you some ideas. So if you happen to be traveling abroad and you're coming back to Poland and you have to prove that you have been there for the recommended 14 days by taking a selfie. And if you decide that you don't want to take that selfie, you actually will get a visit from the police. So we're asking you guys the question online this morning. Do you think this is something that we need here in the U.S.? We've seen spring breakers out there, doing what they do, not really caring about, not really caring so much about social distancing and whatnot. But now I think people are starting to maybe take heed a little bit more. So we do want to hear you guys' thoughts right now to let us know if you think maybe the U.S. needs something that's like this. So if we bring Keitha and Steve back up, hopefully they were able to hear me. Keitha, Steve, could you guys hear me when I was giving the background on the story?
No, you kind of, I didn't hear you guys for a minute there. But I know the story pretty much. You're talking about the selfie story?
Yeah, selfie.
I know that one. Okay.
Snapping a selfie. Yeah, so snapping a selfie to make sure, you're following the orders of being quarantined for 14 days. So again, that's not happening here in the U.S. That is actually out in Poland. But we've seen some comments online. People say maybe that's what we need to do in the U.S. because we can't seem to follow the recommendations, which is to stay away from people right now to stop the spread of COVID-19. What you guys think about that? Can nobody hear me? This is the power of working remote.
I just heard you. I can chime in.
Thank you, Keitha, because I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Okay. So, folks, we're just working out the kinks. You know the deal. Everyone's working from home now in this new age as we practice social distancing during this pandemic. Just fun times. So when it comes to selfies, so they're not doing it in the U.S. It's something that's being practiced elsewhere. But I think, why not? Because everyone nowadays is on social media, love to post selfies anyway. So why not do it to serve a greater purpose, right? As we try to help to stop the spread of this pandemic. And that is Chico going nuts behind me. So why not take a selfie, prove that you are practicing social distancing? I'm all for it.
Okay, thank you, Keitha. Let me get to a couple of the comments that we see. So Jessica, you live in Lake City, and you're saying people are still out everywhere. What is this one? That's where Catherine, you're saying perfect yes to the idea. You have Jasmine that says, I think it's a great idea. Okay, so do you think we would actually really enforce it here? I think that would be something too, because you're saying in Poland, they expect you to send a selfie within 20 minutes when they give you a notification through this app that they launched. They say, get right to it. And if you don't, then you can expect a knock on the door from the authorities.
So here's the thing. I don't know about it actually being enforced and policed, but I do think this is a good idea to encourage our young people to practice social distancing, because we know that's the population right now that we're getting some resistance from, especially with spring break going on. Folks are like, look, it's my time to party, be with my friends, so I don't want to practice social distancing. So this is a really good way to get our young people involved in this, because all of them right now are taking selfies all the time. So they might just practice social distancing just so they can take that selfie, right? So it's a good idea. So enforcement, not, but it would be an incentive for some, I believe.
Yeah, Greg, we see you guys chiming in. If you are just joining us, again, welcome to Daily Dive. We're talking about a new app out in Poland where they're requiring their citizens and residents to actually send a selfie of themselves, being at home, making sure they are practicing, self-isolation and whatnot. And if they do not do that, they can expect a knock on the door from the police, from authorities. So a lot of you guys chiming in, Greg saying it seems a lot of people that are out there don't care about this virus and they're not taking it seriously. You are correct. And Will says, if you're not going to respect I guess that's older, you're not going to do the selfie. Yeah, so as Keitha was just weighing in, she was saying that we've seen this trend of a lot of younger people who aren't taking the virus probably as seriously as they should, because I think we've heard enough around there that if you get it and you happen to be young, you'll probably be okay. But the issue is remember who else you're putting in danger and who else you're putting at risk when you think that. So again, we want you guys to keep on weighing in. Is this something that you think we could use here in the US? People need to stop going to Walmart. This is David saying people need to stop going to Walmart to linger, get in, get out. Too many people just walking around the stores.
Who's going to Walmart to linger? Are you kidding me? That place is like a zoo. No, thank you.
I think what's happening right now, Americans especially, we are not, this is everybody, this is worldwide. We're not used to being stuck at home. It's one day to say, or one thing to say, hey, I'm just going to take this Saturday and just chill out and hang out at the house. I'm tired. I want to catch up on sleep. But when you're forced to do it, it is a little strange. And I'll say, even for me, it's been tough being stuck here at home. All I have is FaceTime to connect with people. Nobody's coming over here. I'm not going anywhere. And it's just really strange. And especially, working in the TV industry, I'm used to interacting with people all the time. Can't even go to church right now. All of that's done virtually. And I'm used to connecting with people at church. So this is just really different. This is just really different. Steve, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this?
Is that selfie thing required every single day for the 14 days? Like, you take a picture every day to prove you're by yourself. It's not a bad idea. And Brooks, going back to what you just said about being stuck at home, being forced to stuck at home, and you said how we're not used to it. I feel like when we're told, when we're not like in this situation, we're told to stay at home, so we're all kind of up in arms about it. But in the past, I feel like we were staying at home, binge watching everything anyway, and now all of a sudden it's like So I think it really takes a couple days to just really reconsider and go like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? I do spend a couple days a week pretty much doing what I'm doing now. So what's a couple extra more? But then the challenges come in about when you're maybe tackling home projects and you got to go out and do things. For example, my roommate, he's renovating his kitchen right now. So we've been, trying to figure out, okay, well, Home Depot is only allowing 50 people in. Okay, how do we got to get this, we got to get this in, we got to get this in. So it brings challenges that way. So it really is just a test of, I think it's really just a test of everyone's patience. But with it's so cool what technology allows us to do right now, Brooks, what we're doing right now, you, Keitha, David, and I, what we're doing live on TV with cell phones going live from cell phones, so I think, I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
We have no choice but to be all right.
Yeah, right.
We have no choice but to be all right. So Scott's saying they don't take it seriously because places like Home Depot, I don't think that was any shade to you, Steve, but
That's all right.
places like Home Depot and other non-essential stores are still open. Yeah, so you do have some places that are still open, but you have a lot of them have shut down for the weeks to come, until things kind of settle down a little bit. Marnie said,
okay, but let's talk about that for a minute, though, because there are certain places that it's essential for them to stay open, and they should stay open, because if they close, there will be a serious panic here in the U.S. So, one, grocery stores, they need to stay open, and two, our pharmacies. We've seen lockdowns happening across the world, but those are the two essentials that have to stay open in the United States in order to not cause a serious panic.
Any more than it already is.
Now that is correct.
True.
But unfortunately, I think if you had the town center that was still open right now and people popping into Nordstrom or to Dillard's, that's not essential. That is not what you consider essential. That is being disobedient and going outside of your home, when really right now the whole idea is that everybody take a couple of weeks, just sit down. I know it's hard. Debbie's saying, OMG, I need my gym. I hate exercising at home, but I'm still okay home. I'm a homebody anyway. I understand, like, this is definitely different for any and everybody. I mean, it's hard working from home, just to try and do things and looking into the camera by yourself. You know what I mean? And not have, your co-anchors and reporters and stuff to kind of feed off of each other. The energy somewhat changes a little bit, but this has become our new norm, temporarily. And I think the scariest part about all of this is we just don't know how long this is going to last. So this could be a thing for some weeks. This could be a thing for some months. But either way, the faster we could get control of this virus and the faster we can all do what we're supposed to do, we can kind of put it behind us. But when we still have people out here chilling out on the beach and stuff like that, and we still have people hopping up on airplanes when they really don't need to, and we take the risk of this thing being a little longer than what we really want it to be. Marnie said we would all be all right if we just listen. Yes, you are absolutely right. Hey, Tony, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. And we want you guys to let us know, what are you guys doing to kind of cope with, being at home right now? Have you kind of figured it out, or is it still too soon? Because I know some people just started working from home this week. Myself, I started working Thursday of last week. That was my first day working from home. And again, I think Keith has been saying, we never saw this day coming, right? We never saw this coming.
No, definitely not. I started working from home on Monday morning for Good Morning Jacksonville. And the entire time I'm thinking to myself, what is going on? Is this like the Twilight Zone? It feels so eerie. This is not something that I would ever imagine doing. I think I've been in business for almost 20 years now. And I never in a million years would think that this would be possible, one, or necessary, two. But it reminds me of, and you guys might not remember this, but so on the Today Show, when what is my girl, Katie Couric used to do it, and the internet first came about. You may have seen this YouTube clip of her saying, internet? What is that?
I remember that.
Internet? And what is that sign right there? She was talking about the @ sign, but it's so funny when you look back at that clip now. It's kind of like, wait a minute, they didn't know what the internet is. So that's how I feel right now. So we are kind of like entering this new realm, this new world. We're a part of the change right now, living in it. We're a part of it. So it's kind of cool on one end, a little scary on the other, but change, we know, can be scary. We're just going to have to go with it, be smart and cautious along the way. But we'll be fine. Like you said, Brooks, we have no choice but to be.
Right. We have no choice.
And a lot of growth comes from change too. Sorry, Brooks. But we talk about being in uncomfortable times. A lot of change, a lot of growth comes from that. So maybe, who knows? Maybe the community, maybe society, maybe the country, maybe everyone will just be in a better place when this is all said and done, because we're learning. We're all in this unknown together.
Tony, let me just share a couple of these comments, then we'll get over to the next story. Tony saying, I am a house husband, cleaning house, cooking and laundry. I ain't mad at you. Then you have Jessica that says she's been swimming in the pool, cleaning, listening to music, and drinking tequila. All right. And Angela saying, I've been working at home.
Welcome to the pajama club.
Welcome to the pajama club, everyone. Yes. I can't even deny it feels good having the sweats on. I had to put a decent shirt on before we came on here, but I mean, my sweats and I don't have any shoes on, and I feel good. I'm in the comforts of my own home, and I will not be there, Steve.
Where
Steve, I'm glad you have on pants, buddy.
Did you guys see that post that Anthony made?
Yeah, we were just talking
standing
about
up with his little shorts on. It's funny. I have on shorts as well. I'm at home, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
But like you said, Brooks, you got to put on a nice, decent shirt at least.
Yeah.
Slap on a little bit of makeup. So I didn't do eye makeup today, so I have on my glasses. I'm bumming it.
Well, we're loving the glasses anyway, Keitha. All right, let's hop over here to this next story. Let's go to the FBI. All right, so there's been this tweet floating around on Twitter. So y'all know the FBI, right? We don't play with the FBI, but the FBI is encouraging everyone to download its new physical fitness app. So it allows you to get these at-home or in-home workouts. We know lots of gyms and stuff are closed right now. So outside of you maybe having a private gym, you probably aren't going to the gym right now. You have to do everything at the house. So the FBI posted this saying they want you to download their app. Some of you are saying...
I'm not hearing you guys currently, just so you know.
Oh, okay, Keitha. So some of you are saying you're a little skeptical because if you download this app on your phone, are you giving the FBI kind of the access to your phone to snoop around and everything like that? But I got to tell you, the app is actually giving you the same physical fitness test that these agents have to take before they're, inducted in, right?
Interesting.
So I don't know if you guys can hear me, but could y'all still hear me?
I hear you.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
So the FBI is encouraging people to download its at-home.
Still not hearing you, bro.
So it gives you still can't hear.
I can hear you. We can chat.
It's Keitha. So the FBI, again, if you are just joining us, they are, they have an at-home fitness app that they're encouraging everybody to join right now, or download on their phone. And they're saying, look, if you download it, you can get some real test of what our agents would have to go through before they're actually brought into us. So we're asking you guys, would you actually do this, or do you say, nah, I'm not letting them get the access to my phone?
Wouldn't. Would you, Brooks? No way.
No.
I agree. Who just said that? Yeah, Marnie. I agree with you, Marnie.
Nope. Said no. Yeah.
Nope. Ange. No. Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah. Long story short, all of our information is out there anyway. Let's be honest, on the internet, like with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, our stuff is out there anyway. But I think just the formality of FBI, the title right there, and giving an app. I don't know. And I feel like you could just go to YouTube and search, a workout that is pretty like FBI workout. I'm sure there'd be a YouTube video that would come up to give you a home workout that you could follow along. So I'm out on that. I don't know.
Michelle
sketches me out a little bit.
A lot of you all saying no.
Nope.
Marnie saying no. Jan saying no. Amy saying no. Is there anybody that would say yes? No, probably not.
Michelle Cook is saying no. Michelle Cook, the Planet Fitness app is awesome. I've got a Planet Fitness membership, but they closed down. I've never tried their app before. I usually just do a deck of cards in the garage, but I'll have to check it out.
I know some weeks ago, I had it a part of the Buzz. They were doing a thing like every day or every weekday at like 7 o'clock or something like that, where they were actually doing these virtual workouts, which has become a thing too. Starting to see a lot of that. So it allows you to work out when you're at home, but of course you can just stream it live off of Facebook or through whatever that place is. I can't get my thing. I'm laughing at stage like I'm about know who came up with this idea to demote them. I know, like, why would they think that people are actually going to download this app? I don't know, but hey, they said they're giving.
That's funny, Stacy.
A shot. Some of you guys still talking about some of the things that
you're doing at home.
Listen. Oh my gosh, I've got to share this with you all. So it has been. When I found out I was working from home, I kid you not, the first thing that I kept hearing in my head was, go into your studio. So here at my home, I have like an office / studio, and I don't get to practice music and do music as much as I used to. And part of it is because, just working in this industry, things are a little hectic. We work a pretty tough shift. You have to be to work at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, getting off 12, 1 o'clock. You're tired, you're burnt. So don't always get that opportunity to do what I would like to do. But let me tell you something about this quarantine life and this isolation life that we're all living in right now. This is the time to catch up on life. This is the time. Look at my bags. I mean, they still exist, but they're not as heavy as they were. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
He's getting sleep.
Most of us wear makeup and stuff. I don't have any makeup on. This is pure rest. Okay, so you guys need to take advantage. I'm not out here trying to go to a store and everything like that. I can sit out on my balcony if I choose to get some fresh air, but I don't need to go anywhere. I like the idea of being able to be home right now. I'm actually catching up on rest, actually catching up on things that I've been putting off for months because I just haven't had the time to do. So this is the time to actually do that right now.
And that distracts your mind a little bit too, Brooks. It helps you focus on the things that kind of bring maybe a little bit of happiness to you, maybe a little bit of joy, and turns your focus away from the noise. Let's be honest, there is a lot of noise out there, and it's very, very stressful. I've been trying to take hiatuses from Twitter because every 15 minutes you go on and you get so overwhelmed. And I agree with you, man. Just yesterday I was sitting here and I was able to pick up the guitar and learn some licks that I had really wanted to and never had the time to. And that really distracts your mind a little bit and can kind of help you just relax a little bit and make all of this just a little less worrisome. So I think that there's always a silver lining in everything. And Brooks, I think you nailed the tip of the nail, nailed the hammer on the nail. What is it? You nailed the. I don't know. You nailed it. I don't know.
I'm not even going to respond. I was just.
And then you know what I mean. And that allows you instead of diving into the hysteria and all of the information. There's so much information out there. It can get confusing. So taking that step away to focus on something that you, like you said, you've never done in quite some time and haven't had the time to. Maybe you want to pick up baking again. You start baking your muffins or your cupcakes or whatever. Or Brooks, like you said, music. Me, it's picking up guitar a little bit more. So I think being able to do that takes your mind away from things. And that's all from the comfort of your home. That's all from living here at home with a little bit of access to the internet and you're set.
Wow.
Hit the nail on the head. Thank you, Jen.
Keith, you back? Can you hear us?
I am. I think you guys are talking about how to distance ourselves from all of this COVID-19 drama, right?
Yes.
So I read online, I love this tip. It says, okay, it's good to be in the know, right? But don't overindulge, don't overconsume all of this information. Get what you feel you need to know. You always want your updates, your headlines. Make sure you watch Good Morning Jacksonville for that. But, take a break afterwards. Take a breather. Don't just constantly be on your phone and social media taking in all this stuff. And a lot of stuff online, by the way, social media is misinformation because I've seen things. I'm kind of like, what? That's impossible. Read through the lines. It doesn't make any sense. So for one, make sure you're getting facts. Make sure you're going to a credible news source to get your information. That's number one. Don't just go on social media and believe whatever you see and hear. And two, make sure that you're not consuming too much of this stuff, too many, back to back. Make sure you take breaks in between. So that's very important. And I interviewed Judith Zitello yesterday. She was on Good Morning Jacksonville this morning. She is a grandmother of 9, a mother of 4, and she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 3, back in 2014. Now, 2020, she has 3 tumors in her lungs. But, while most call this a death sentence, that particular disease, she is still fighting for life and loving life. And I loved what she said when I spoke to her. She said there's some good coming out of this crisis, right? And the good in her eyes is families once again uniting and being with each other. And that's something that a lot of you are saying it's needed. It was necessary for us to be forced to spend time with our loved ones. So there's a plus to all of this.
Yeah, Keitha, and I believe we want people to share using that hashtag GMJ, right? Of some of the good things that may have come out of this. So, and I think when you kind of dipped out for a second, Keitha, I was talking to Steve and saying how, this working from home, although, you know, it kind of sucks being isolated like this, but at the same time, it's allowed me to get some things done that I've maybe been putting off for some months. I see a lot of you guys chiming in saying this has kind of allowed you to do some of those things that you needed to do. And also, I mean, maybe this is the time to tap into a passion. You know, maybe if you don't usually get to speak to your family and stuff like that, we know now is probably not the time to visit them. But you know, maybe using a cell phone to connect through FaceTime. If you never have time, everybody's home right now, so you know if you call mom at a certain time, she's more than likely awake, or she's more than likely just chilling out, or grandma and everything like that. If you're able to call and contact those people, I think although COVID-19 has been, you know, something that we're just not used to, and something that some would call the worst thing ever. It's definitely been the worst thing in my lifetime, you know, because this has been the first time that we've seen so many things shut down. I've never seen anything quite like this. But it's also made us slow down and just take a second and breathe. Like, if this thing has not forced you to slow down, I don't know what will force you to slow down. This has forced me to just take a moment to be thankful for life. You know, as people are literally fighting for their lives, this has taken me made me take a moment to slow down and just say, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. Let me do my part and let me utilize this time. Daryl saying a great time to reach out to all friends and colleagues. Yeah, if you can FaceTime them, now is the time to do that. You know, unfortunately, we've seen some people who have lost their lives due to this horrible virus, but we understand that that's what it is right now. So what can you do to make sure you are utilizing this time that you still have right now? You know what I mean? This time that you still have, to make sure you're making the best of it. That is exactly what we want to know. And I think we're all doing that, and hopefully you all are as well. So y'all didn't lose me, did y'all?
No, we got you.
No, I can hear you.
Let you come off your soapbox for a little bit.
And y'all just left me here. I didn't get one amen. I didn't
Well,
get
just,
one.
No, you were going.
So
we were
weird.
not.
I don't have you here next to me.
You're good.
I can't, you know, see like I normally would people's comments. It's just different.
Well, keep the comments. She's using her cell phone. I was gonna say the
Sound like
comments are up here on the right. You know, we're seeing everyone's comments come in.
I gave y'all.
Oh, Catherine, learn another language.
I know. I'm sorry.
Brooks.
This
got it, man. He's got it. He's got it.
You guys are right. So, yes, Keitha.
Yeah, we were talking about working from home. It's multitasking, because I have a lot that I have to get done within a certain amount of time, and then I'm you know, listening back there to see who's crying, who I need to run to go save. So it's just a lot going on. I'm sorry, Books. That was very powerful.
Thank you. I know it was. I don't need your amen. I know it was very powerful. Don't you worry. Guys, we thank you all so much for joining us. My friend Keitha, my friend Steven, it's always good to see you guys. I do miss you
too, man. You too.
So hopefully we'll all be reunited sometime very soon. We thank you so much, David, who is our director / producer of the show. You can't see him.
He's the genius.
On his behalf, you know, because I have him on the phone, so he's telling me in my ear, and he tells me when it's time to go. But we thank you all so much for joining us. Please stay safe. Remember, if you see anything that's maybe good, you know, out of this pandemic, we want you to chime in using that hashtag GMJ. We're actually going to be sharing some of those comments on a future newscast later this week. So make sure you use that hashtag GMJ. Post it on our Facebook page, our Good Morning Jacksonville Facebook page. You can do it through Twitter as well, hashtag GMJ. So we do appreciate you guys joining the Daily Dive today. Hopefully you've had as much fun as we've had interacting with you. We are back. We are back, and you know how we do it at 8 o'clock on weekday mornings. We'll be checking in with you guys, seeing how you're doing. Bring your comments, bring your honesty, bring your fun. We're going to have a good time as we always do. And again, we thank you all so much for joining us. Be safe out there.